Hello! Welcome to Movie Reviews by South of Normal with your host, me, Michael Soren. Today's episode, we are going to cover Dog, starring Channing Tatum and a dog. That's about it. Before we get going, make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow along. Most of these are quicker takes. If a long form one is deemed inappropriate, I will drop that. So you got to be subscribed to know when those come out. Here we go. Dog. Two former Army Rangers are paired for a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Briggs, played by Channing Tatum, and Lulu, played by a dog, are the buddies in this buddy comedy. They're the two who aren't getting along. They're going to get along in the end. That's what you got to remember in these. And it follows that formula. I will say it was touching. If you're a dog lover, it would kind of get you in the feels. Kind of got me in there. I wasn't overly emotional like I thought it was going to be. The dog wasn't tear-jerking you as I had envisioned this being. Could be two novice directors not being able to get over that hump. Could be what they chose. Just could be what it is. Better than anticipated. Still not that great. Very touching. Very shedding light on some very serious issues we have in this country regarding our military service members. How once they're out, they're kind of forgotten about and tossed to the wayside. It's like not good news. It just kind of shows that the degree of difficulty that the military leaving is hard to do. Like, yeah, you're out, but you're never really out. From experience of talking to those in the military, I wasn't in the military, but in experience in talking with those who either short-term, long lifers, they carry that shit with them forever. And it sucks for a lot of them. Soapbox over, folks. Back to Dog. The movie was uneven tonally because you get the comedy, which is so-so, and then it just like flips over to the drama of the struggles that both Tatum and the dog are having, coping with life outside the military. It was a lot of flip-flopping, and then they throw in that every stop on the road trip, Tatum Briggs' character is trying to get laid, and it's okay. Pick a lane, and they picked three, and we're trying to switch between them too much, and it was just distracting. Like Reed, Caroline, and Tatum co-direct this. First time for both of them. They did okay. They did a decent job. You could tell they were novice. They made some mistakes. They took too many postcardy vista shots for what this movie entailed, and then the uneven tonal shifts that are just you kind of didn't pick a lane, so it's kind of hard to decide what you're watching. We follow the story of Briggs and Lulu struggling to be what it is to be normal outside the military. Briggs desperate to get back in despite not being medically cleared, and the dog being labeled a nuisance and unstable in herself, basically on a one-way ticket to being put down because they deemed her unfit for society. Nobody willing to work with them unless the price is right. They don't play the heavy hand of, this is a dog, I'm going to make you cry with the dog. Anytime they use a real animal in any Hollywood movie, I know there's some shittiness behind the scenes that will make you upset. Just think back of, I think it was A Dog's Journey, or A Dog's Place, something that Dennis Quaid was in, where the video leaked of them basically chucking a dog into rapids that didn't want to do it, and ruined any hope that movie had because of that. But that's just another story, another time. The soundtrack in this felt weak, but from a personal anecdote, when I've made movies, the soundtrack's really hard to do. It's hard to nail it down to what it should be versus what you think it should be. I don't know if that makes sense. It's hard to pick that right song for that right moment and have it translate to the audience. It could feel good to you, but when the audience watches it, it could invoke something you didn't like. I've witnessed horror movies where people start laughing because of the soundtrack, and the filmmakers start crying and storm out of the screening. It's not, it's very hard to do, but this is, from just my experience, what I'm thinking is they missed the mark, and that's just the novice of Reed and Tatum there. Just their novice filmmaking debut. They made some mistakes. They picked some safe routes. They picked some things that probably felt good to them that just didn't translate well to us. Who's to say? Who's to say? Still, it was enjoyable. You will like this if you are a Tatum fan. It was kind of gives you hope that he might have a career after being this sexy hunk who just, you got to take your shirt off, you got to dance. He does it in this. I mean, it happens. It's his shtick. But Dog is in theaters now. Check it out. It's okay. You'll enjoy it. Like I said, check it out. Drop me some comments. Let me know what you think, if you agree. Subscribe, follow along if more on this comes out. Always more great content here at Movies Reviews by South and Normal. Subscribing will get you there. Check you later, guys. You've been awesome.